It's really hard, and it's just everything that they're going through. And, I know a lot of the stuff that's going on in the background, which isn't exactly what's being put out there. So that's really hard. I also don't want to say anything because family. So you kind of just have to watch, but, being supportive of Kyle. And I think Kyle's 100% in the right here.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really hard because our mom is incredible, and she's always been a fan favorite, and to have everyone just turn because this audience and the social media this season has just been so brutal.
Mauricio, I was just telling your girls how much I absolutely love the show. I just finished it. It's fantastic. It's great.
Thank you. We're so excited. It's like, we also love it.
Yeah, as you should. It's so much. So what made you want to do Buying Beverly Hills? Mauricio, if you want to start.
Yeah, I mean, quite honestly, it was, it was just so many things. I mean, look, we're already on reality television, right? Like our family's already out there. I'm sitting here watching all the other real estate shows. I'm watching what they're delivering on. I think that there's a great opportunity for another real estate show to deliver on a different angle than what's out there. And I just thought it would be a lot of fun. And I also wanted to take that, that approach that we have taken, which is, watching young professionals, and grow in their careers. I think there's some great teaching moments. So, I was a little bit frustrated with some of the other shows where there was just no teaching moments. There was nothing that was a little bit deeper than drama and real estate porn. All of that's great. We all love that. That's what keeps the show going. But I also wanted to give it a little twist of some teaching opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Would you say that that's pretty much what sets it apart from these other real estate shows? Obviously, I was saying, the houses are unbelievable at some of the properties that we've never seen anything like this before. But would you say that that's pretty much what sets it apart from these other shows too, is those teachable moments?
I think that's one of the things that sets it apart. But I think that some of the other things that set it apart is that, it's the dynamic of, me and working with the family, the dynamic of us being, a little bit recognized, and you've watched me be a really great husband and a loving father and a loving husband and all of that stuff. But now you're watching me be a tough father and a CEO of a company in a completely different light. So the audience is seeing that, but also the dynamic of a family business, right? And it's a family business that's a big family business, right? So it's not just a family business, but it's a big business. So I think that sets it apart, and I think you nailed it. I mean, some of the quality of our real estate porn is probably as good as it's ever been out there on television.
Yeah, Farrah, were you ever hesitant about mixing business and family with reality TV?
Yeah, definitely, for sure, because obviously family is something you want to protect, and going on a public platform and just laying it all on the table with family and with what's going on in your professional life is always, there's always a little bit of a risk there. So it was a little hesitant, but then I figured, as long as we're authentic and ourselves and we just show what we do on a daily basis and who we are, then there's really nothing, there's nothing that can be wrong with that.
Definitely. Alexia, do you feel like it brought you guys even closer together doing this show?
100%. When you were asking Farrah that just now, I was thinking to myself how it did really bring us so much closer, and how, of course, I had my hesitance towards it because family businesses can be really tough, and we're such a loving family, and we work so well together. But really, when you're on camera and you're doing these things, you're really forced to kind of talk about things that you don't really want to talk about. You're not allowed to just let things slide. If something's going on, you're gonna get asked about it. People are gonna talk about it, and you've got to talk about it with each other. And in doing so, I think the three of us have really created this extra strong bond in going through the hardships that we did and the emotions that we did, and just on that next level that we've never really been before.
Mm-hmm. Did your mom give you any advice about doing that, about being so open about your emotions and, talking about conflicts that you might not talk about on a day-to-day basis?
She definitely did. It's no secret that my mom's emotional and I'm very emotional. I already got some comments on Instagram from people like, oh, of course, Alexia's crying just like her mom. And I'm like, you know what? That's who we are. We're emotional people. We're empathetic. And we really are very vulnerable. My mom from the get-go was just saying, like, it's going to be okay as long as you are your true self, and it's going to shine through. And that's what we did. And she just, that's what she's held on to for the 13 years that she's been on Real Housewives. Mm-hmm. Is she was always just authentic, very unapologetically. And I just learned so much from watching her and from talking to her through this process.
Yeah. Was there a reason why she wasn't more involved in the show? I know we see her, Farrah, when you get engaged on FaceTime and things like that, but was there a reason why she's not more prevalent in the show?
I think that's just an issue between networks.
That's what I thought. Okay. All right. That's what I thought. All right. Was there anything that was really challenging to overcome as a family while you were shooting this, Mauricio?
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, it's, look, the challenges of just family businesses, right? Like, and again, putting on camera, the life that we have as a father and daughters and friends and business partners and issues that we deal with. And, we had to deal with a bunch of issues kind of on camera that make things different, right? Whether it was, commission disputes, right? Money, like you now have, you have a family that's loving dealing with money, right? And like disputing about money and talking about money. But all in all, I can tell you that, from our perspective, in terms of the experience, I agree with Alexia, and I think it made us a lot closer. It even, made us talk about things that, maybe we wouldn't have talked about, and we kind of just slipped under the rug, and we're like, yeah, I won't ruffle those feathers type of thing. So, sometimes when you talk about difficult things, you get a lot closer, right? And I've always said that about some of these girls on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. They go at each other, they talk about really difficult things, and then they have to see each other again, right? And they have to see each other again because they're on a television show. We have to see each other again because they have no choice.
Right. Yes. Mauricio, how do you feel about knowing that Alexia and Joey used to make out in your car? Is that right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna, Alexia's got a boyfriend that's been around for a long, long time. He's awesome. We love him. I don't know how much reality there is to that or not reality there is to that. I think it's, so as a father, that's one of those things that I'm just, gonna pretend.
Blinders on.
Alexia, is that awkward for you to kind of relive as well?
See no evil, hear no evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not your everyday situation where you kind of make out with your high school friend and then you talk about it 3 years later on TV while you have a boyfriend and your dad and your sister and all your colleagues are involved. That's a little bit of a weird situation. I don't ever recall actually doing that inside my dad's car.
Okay, maybe I misheard it.
No.
Maybe I misheard it.
No, that's what was said.
He said it.
That's what was said.
That's what he
You
said.
didn't mishear it. We're just, there's two
trying
sides
to-
to every story.
Yeah, you know what?
We're trying to jazz it up.
What it is. All love for everybody.
Definitely. Farrah, how are wedding plans going?
They're going. I got my dress.
Very nice.
And that's about it. But we are getting closer to finalizing some things, or at least, starting that whole process.
That's great. You date set and things like that?
Do not have a date set. To be honest, I really just wanted to enjoy the engagement for a minute. And I know people dive right into that. That's not my personality or my partner's. So now we feel like we've enjoyed it and we're ready. But of course, it's a question that I get multiple times a day.
I'm sure. And then I'm sure the next question is, when are you going to have babies? Because that happens next. What are you most looking forward to about getting married?
The babies.
The babies, yeah.
Me too.
I was going to say, I'm sure the whole family is itching for it.
Yeah, I'm like, can we just skip the wedding and get to the baby part?
Do you not want to have like a big over-the-top wedding? Is that not who you are?
I used to want that, but honestly, I feel like, I don't know if it's my age or the pandemic, but I feel like I want something more intimate now. My social circle is more about quality than quantity.
Yeah.
And I just want it to be an amazing time for my loved ones to enjoy. So yeah, I think small would be better, or small, our version of small.
Right, yeah. Mauricio, what kind of grandparents do you think you and Kyle are going to be?
The best, the most loving, best. The only problem Farrah's gonna have is keeping the baby to sleep in her house.
Yeah.
My mom is like, you better be dropping the baby off without you there, because I'm gonna need my own time. I need to have my own baby shower, my own card seats, my own setup. And I'm like, hey, great. But then I'm like, I'm probably gonna end up being like my mom, and also being like, no way, I'm never being away from my baby. So we'll see how it goes.
Right.
I'm really excited to being a grandfather, and hopefully I'll have more time, and I'd love to participate, if I'm allowed, and not without being too pushy, but in the kids' sports and the kids, particularly all of that stuff, which I didn't get to. When I had my girls, I was so busy growing a business, and I was so busy doing things that's something I got to miss.
You were my basketball coach. Do you not remember?
Yeah, but it was for a short period of time, and so I'm really looking forward. I'm really looking forward to maybe doing that.
What's your grandpa name gonna be?
No clue yet. We got to figure that out. We've been talking about that, but I don't have it yet.
That is a good question. I love that.
I think it just has to be Poppy.
I love it. Kyle just posted something on Instagram, obviously reflecting on this past season of Beverly Hills. And I know it was really hard for her. How hard was it for you guys watching it as her family? Mauricio, if you want to take that one first.
It was really hard. Mm-hmm. It's really hard, and it's just everything that they're going through. And, I know a lot of the stuff that's going on in the background, which isn't exactly what's being put out there. So that's really hard. I also don't want to say anything because family. So you kind of just have to watch, but, being supportive of Kyle. And I think Kyle's 100% in the right here, without question. And I think that it's sad the way it's being portrayed, the way it's being received, and what's going on. But Kyle's so strong, and she's such a good person that she's not even out there really trying to defend herself too much, just a little. And she's just taking it in the chin like the strong person that she is, which is okay.
Yeah. Farrah, how has it been for you? And I know that I just saw that you were with Paris and Nikki, same with you, Alexia. So it seems like the family is still sticking together.
Yeah, it's been really hard because our mom is incredible, and she's always been a fan favorite, and to have everyone just turn because this audience and the social media this season has just been so brutal, without knowing all the pieces of the puzzle, and just the harshness has been really, really hard because, like Mo said, my mom isn't fully defending herself. And so she's not really saying everything. And it's been just really hard to watch. So we're being as supportive as we can to her. And at the end of the day, she's an incredible person and a friend, and all of her friend group has been her friend group, my entire life. She doesn't have these issues with him, and we all know who she really is, and that's all that matters. But as far as, with my cousins, we do try to keep it separate as much as possible, and we are very close. So we try not to get involved in their stuff. But, I always will have my mom's back.
Yeah. Did that ever make you hesitant about doing reality TV, knowing what your mom has been through and, putting yourself, like we talked about earlier? Did it ever make you hesitant about maybe doing this, Alexia?
Yes, definitely. Seeing what my mom has gone through with her sisters has always been really hard. And I know she's always wanted to keep them involved because she is a team player and she wants to always have family around her. But seeing how it's affected her through these years is always really hard to watch, obviously, because I love her and I want to support her through every step of the way. So, and if I'm being totally honest, I haven't been able to watch it. Even you asking puts a pit in my stomach and a lump in my throat because it makes me want to cry. But yeah, that's also what's scary is because they're obviously sisters and their family. And then here we are doing our own show with my sister and my dad, and we're family. And so obviously there's a lot of similarities in the sense where it's reality and, it gets crazy sometimes and it gets scary. So yeah, it just definitely makes me a little shaky and sad thinking about that.
Yeah. Well, going back to your show, it kind of ends on a fun note with your other daughter, Sophia, possibly joining the agency as well. What's it like working with her too?
Oh my God, I can't wait. We'll have to see if she actually goes for it. I think we're very close to landing her.
You have to sell her on us.
We have to sell her on us. Yeah, she's gonna love us. But she's awesome.
Choice.
She's going to be another fun layer to the dynamic. We all have such different personalities, and we just really have fun together and have the same sense of humor. And if she comes and works with us, I think it's going to be a blast.
Definitely. And I have to ask, did the Oppenheim group, did they reach out when they found out that Buying Beverly Hills was coming on?
Well, I'm friends with them.
Yeah.
So we talk all the time. We're colleagues. We do business. So did they actually reach out for that? Who knows? We talked and they were super supportive, congratulatory. I was supportive when they launched their thing. We're buddies.
Definitely.
They're really nice guys.
At the one of the MTV awards, and they came up and gave me a hug and said hi, which I thought was super nice.
I love it. Well, I'm so excited for everybody to see the show. They're absolutely going to love it. I really appreciate you all taking the time today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Bye. For more news content and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below and visit usmagazine.com.